The film starts with a taekwondo teacher named Alex. At that time, he is at home. So, after breakfast, Alex hurries to the taekwondo school he started 5 years ago to teach his students. The next day, there's a woman named Julie. Julie is Alex's sister-in-law and works as an admin at the taekwondo school. Julie tells us about one of Alex's former students, who is now an MMA champion. This student keeps talking on social media about wanting to challenge Alex. But when Alex watches the video, he just smiles and doesn't respond. A little later, a woman named Samantha arrives. She wants to enroll her son in the taekwondo school. There, Alex welcomes them warmly, making the boy very happy. Soon after, Samantha asks about private classes because she wants to train too. Alex says he offers private classes, so they start practicing together every week. One day, after Samantha finished practicing, her ex-husband Victor showed up. He asked why Samantha's clothes were wet. Samantha, who was divorced from Victor, didn't want to answer. But Alex explained that Samantha had just finished a private lesson. In the afternoon, Alex trained the kids. In the evening, until 9 p.m., he trained teenagers and adults. Over time, Samantha kept taking private lessons, and she and Alex became closer. After one practice, she asked Alex to have dinner with her, and he agreed. During dinner, Alex asked about Samantha's son, who wasn't there. Samantha said her son was with Victor. She explained that she and Victor had been separated for a long time, but he kept interfering in her life, claiming he just wanted to see their son. Samantha revealed she left Victor because he was cruel and often hurt her. The next day, Victor came to the school with his friend. He had found out about Alex and Samantha's dinner and was jealous. At that time, Victor wanted to confront Alex immediately and even hit him. There, Alex tried to calm Victor down, but Victor threatened to destroy the taekwondo school. Soon after, Alex stepped outside, and a fight broke out between Alex and Victor's friend. It didn't take long for Alex to defeat him. After that incident, Samantha went to Alex's house to apologize for Victor's behavior. Alex said Samantha didn't need to apologize because she wasn't to blame. She then shared that she was very frustrated with Victor always disturbing her life. Upon hearing that, Alex tried to comfort Samantha, and they ended up kissing on the bed. The next morning, when Samantha woke up, she noticed a photo of a woman in Alex's room and asked about it. He explained that 5 years ago, he had married a young woman. At that time, Alex was competing in an MMA championship. Before the final match, he found out he had a reproductive disorder and couldn't have children. This news made him very depressed, and he lost focus during the final match, losing badly to his opponent. After that, Alex decided to retire from MMA. He also divorced his wife because he didn't want to disappoint her since he couldn't have children. Later on, Julie was visited by her 2 daughters. The girls asked Julie for money to buy ice cream. After getting the money, they left. At that time, Samantha saw one of Julie's daughters fixing her loose shoelaces. After that, all of Alex's students, from young kids to adults, had a combined training session. During this time, Alex noticed 2 new people who wanted to join the training. He welcomed them and invited them to practice. One day, these 2 new people were rude to one of Alex's students. It turned out that their names were Nakado and his subordinate, and they wanted to challenge Alex. At that time, Alex didn't want to fight, so he asked them to leave. But Nakado's subordinate attacked him, and a duel started. After a long fight, Alex won. Then, Nakado wanted to challenge Alex himself. But before they could fight, Julie arrived and said the police were coming. Soon after, Nakado and his men quickly left. The next day, Julie's 2 daughters asked her for money to buy ice cream again. This time, Alex gave them the money. After buying ice cream and while heading back, Julie's daughters were suddenly kidnapped by someone. 2 hours later, while Alex was training, Julie came to ask where her 2 daughters were. Alex said he didn't know because he thought they were in the front room. They soon realized that Julie's daughters had been kidnapped. Soon after, the police arrived, and everyone was panicked. In that moment, Alex tried to calm Julie by saying the police would find her daughters. A week after the incident, Julie was very upset because her daughters were still missing. She tried to contact her husband, who is Alex's younger brother, but couldn't reach him because he is in the military and cannot be contacted. Shortly after, Julie went to the bathroom and, feeling overwhelmed, tried to take a lot of antidepressants. Meanwhile, in the front room, Alex was with Samantha. Samantha was working as the admin for now. Soon after, she went to check the bathroom and found Julie unconscious. Alex and Samantha quickly took her to the hospital. That evening, Samantha went to a parking lot to pick up her son from Victor. There, he asked about the case of the two kidnapped girls, saying that if it happened to his son, he would blame her. Samantha explained that the police still hadn't found any clues. Before leaving, Victor reminded Samantha to always watch their kids and promised to help look for the kidnapped girls. Meanwhile, the kidnapper was seen feeding Julie's daughters and other kidnapped children, showing there were more victims. The scene shifts to Alex, who is approached by one of his students, the one who previously challenged Alex on social media. The student still wanted to duel with him in secret. The student also asked about Julie's daughters. Alex explained that they hadn't been found and that Julie was still in the hospital. Alex then asked why his student was so eager to fight him. The student said he couldn't be called an MMA champion if he couldn't beat Alex. Finally, Alex accepted the challenge, and they had a duel. During the duel, both were equally strong, but eventually, Alex managed to defeat his student. 2 days later, Samantha tried to contact Victor to pick up her son, but his phone had been off since yesterday. So, she decided to go to Victor's house, which was in a remote area. When she arrived, she found the front door locked. Soon after, Samantha went to the back of the house and saw Victor's friend carrying a girl. She also found a shoe that she recognized as belonging to Julie's daughter. Samantha realized that Victor was the one who had kidnapped Julie's daughters. Samantha quietly approached the room where the children were being held when Victor's friend left. When she saw the children, she panicked. Samantha quickly tried to send a location message to Alex so he could come to the house, but she was suddenly hit from behind. Fortunately, the message was sent to Alex before her phone died. Shortly after, Samantha woke up and saw Victor in front of her. She immediately asked where her son was and why Victor had kidnapped the children. He explained that her son was safe, but he planned to sell the kidnapped children to Romania for a lot of money. Hearing this, Samantha tried to fight back, but Victor hit her, making her faint again. Victor then told his friend to lock Samantha in a cage while he went to see his son. Afterward, Victor went to his son, who was playing video games, and told him they needed to leave. They left in a car, while Victor's friend stayed behind and listened to music, not hearing anything else. Soon after, Alex arrived at Victor's house. He knocked on the door, but Victor's friend, who was listening to music, didn't hear him. Alex then went to the back of the house, calling for Samantha. He heard someone screaming for help and rushed towards the sound. He found all the kidnapped children, including Julie's daughters, locked in a cage. Then, Alex quickly unlocked the cage and freed the children, including Samantha. As everyone was about to leave, one of the girls was very weak and couldn't move. At that moment, Alex encouraged her to stay strong because they were about to escape. Then, they quietly went to the garage to get a car. Meanwhile, Victor's friend had woken up and was heading to the back. Eventually, Alex and the others managed to escape, and Victor's friend couldn't catch them. A few minutes later, Victor's friend called him to say that the kidnapped children and Samantha had escaped. Victor called the phone in Samantha's car, but Alex told Samantha not to answer until they reached the police station. But there, Victor kept calling and worried about her son. Samantha finally answered. On a video call, Victor told Samantha to return the children and not report to the police, or he would kill their son. This showed that Victor didn't really care about his own son. To prove his threat, Victor hit his own son. Seeing this, Samantha and Alex decided not to report Victor to the police. Then, Alex told Victor to come to his taekwondo school if he wanted the children back. While heading to the taekwondo school, one of Alex's students, who was a police officer, saw Alex. Unfortunately, the student didn't realize something was wrong and didn't act. Soon after, Alex arrived at the school with the children and they quickly went inside. He noticed that the girl who had been very sick was now not moving. When he checked, he found out she had died. Meanwhile, Victor and his men, including Nakado, the troublemaker from before, were almost at the taekwondo school. When they got close, Victor called Samantha, demanding the children be returned in exchange for her son. But then, Alex took the phone and told Victor that he would give back the children only if Samantha's son was returned first. This made Victor very angry, and he ordered his men to go inside, take back the children, and deal with Alex and Samantha. He told Nakado to stay with him. Soon after, some of Victor's men got inside and a fight broke out with Alex. After defeating them, Alex heard a noise from a side room. He went there and another fight started. During the fight, Alex managed to remove the person's mask and saw that it was Victor's right-hand man. Meanwhile, one of Victor's men was about to enter the room where Samantha and the children were hiding. There, Alex quickly defeated Victor's right-hand man and rushed to save Samantha. He killed the intruder, who turned out to be Nakado's subordinate. Shortly after, Alex took the intruder's gun and gave it to Samantha, telling her not to hesitate to shoot if anyone else tried to enter. He also told her to keep the door locked. Alex then went to another part of the building and encountered Victor's right-hand man again. They fought fiercely. After defeating him, more of Victor's men attacked Alex. The right-hand man got up again and attacked Alex, who was getting tired. Soon after, he took out a knife and tried to stab Alex, but Alex managed to stop him. On the other hand, Victor started to worry because his men hadn't returned. Then, he sent Nakado inside. Nakado and Alex faced each other. Although Alex was very tired, he fought Nakado and eventually defeated him. Meanwhile, Alex's student, who had seen him on the street earlier, suddenly remembered Alex and decided to check on him at the school. The scene returns to Alex, who is now being threatened by Victor and his son with a gun. Just as Victor was about to shoot Alex, Samantha appeared with a gun pointed at Victor. There, Victor told Samantha to lower her gun, or he would hurt their son. He then demanded to know where the kidnapped children were. However, Samantha refused to back down, so Victor shot both Samantha and Alex. When Victor was about to finish off Alex, he managed to turn the situation around and shot Victor in the head, killing him. After defeating Victor, Alex collapsed and died. Just then, his student arrived at the school and found them. 3 weeks later, Samantha got out of the car after being released from the hospital. She came to the school with Alex and her son. In front of the school, a lot of people were gathered to welcome Alex. The people in the city wanted to say a big thank you to him for saving their children and stopping the kidnappings. Meanwhile, Julie and her husband, who had just returned from the military, were also there. Alex's younger brother thanked Alex as well. The children Alex saved were there with their parents too. In the end, Samantha decided she would marry Alex next month. The film ends. The moral lesson from this film is always check your friends' houses for secret kidnappers, and remember that saving the day might just get you a surprise wedding.